Are you totally tired of waiting in endless lines at the DMV? I mean, imagine skipping all that stress and saving literally hours of your day with just a few clicks. Welcome to today's explainer. If you're trying to navigate the Wyoming Department of Transportation, or WYDOT for short, you're actually in for a really surprising twist. Today, we're breaking down exactly how to handle the Wyoming DMV online, and I promise, by the time we wrap up, you'll have the exact blueprint to save yourself a massive headache. Let's get into it. So let's kick things off with the exact question you're probably asking yourself right now. How do you actually book a Wyoming DMV appointment online, right? It seems like a super straightforward question. You need to renew your license or maybe register a car, so you hop online looking for a standard calendar to just pick, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Well, brace yourself because the answer here completely flips the script on how we usually expect these state systems to work. Just listen to this direct quote from the Wyoming DOT. They state, "Unfortunately, the Wyoming DOT does not offer appointments for any of its services." Wow, just let that sink in for a second. We are busting a massive myth right out of the gate. There is absolutely no traditional online calendar where you can forward schedule a regular visit weeks in advance. But hey, do not panic, because while that might sound like terrible news at first, it actually forces us into a much more efficient, modernized way of handling your business. Here is our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll cover the Wyoming appointment myth. Second, the 1WYO portal to skip the trip entirely. Third, the virtual lobby system. Fourth, scheduling your road test. And fifth, preparing for your visit. Starting off with Section 1, the Wyoming appointment myth. People naturally expect to find forward-scheduled calendar bookings when they plan a DMV trip. But as we just saw, WYDOT simply doesn't offer that for standard services. Instead, their system completely relies on digital alternatives. We're talking same-day virtual queues and really robust self-service online portals. Basically, the state wants you to either handle your business entirely from your couch, or if you really must go in, join a line digitally on the exact day you need the service. Moving right along to Section 2, 1WYO, skip the trip. Okay, so the most crucial thing to understand here is what 1WYO actually is. It's a newly implemented online portal from WYDOT, specifically designed to handle most of your driver's service needs totally remotely. But here is the catch, and it's an important one. It's accessed via a secure login.gov account. Setting up this federal login credential is literally your very first prerequisite step. Before you do anything else, go create that secure credential. Once you're in, you unlock a massive amount of convenience. Just look at how much power 1YO gives you. You can renew or replace your driver's license, update your home address, grab your driving records, and even order replacement disabled placards. You can also upload medical or vision evaluation forms and check on reinstating driving privileges. This is an absolute game changer. Seriously, especially for teens and parents managing that whole graduated licensing process. You can check statuses and update info without making those multiple, super stressful trips to the exam station. It's really a fantastic system. Let's jump into Section 3, the virtual lobby system. Check out this quote from Renee Cosina, the Driver Services Deputy Program Manager. She explains the virtual lobby perfectly. It does not reserve an appointment, but is a way to get in line without having to make an extra trip to driver services. It was initially rolled out in Cheyenne and Casper, and it's gradually expanding to places like Gillette, Sheridan, Cody, Riverton, and Rock Springs. Now, a quick troubleshooting tip. This is purely a same-day queuing tool, so if you try to log on and book for tomorrow or next week, the system is going to block you. It is strictly for the day you actually intend to conduct your business. Let's walk through the exact steps to use this system because getting this right the first time is key to saving time. Step 1, navigate to the WY.web web application on the actual day of your visit. Step 2, select your nearest high-volume exam station from the drop-down menu. Step 3, check yourself into the active daily queue. And Step 4, you just go about your day. Seriously, you just wait for a text or email notification telling you it's time to head into the office. You can literally wait at work or at school or grab a coffee instead of sitting in a stiff plastic chair in a crowded DOT lobby. It is so respectful of your time. All right, Section 4, scheduling your road test. Now, before you even think about picking up the phone to book a road test, you absolutely must confirm your eligibility. The state does not mess around with this. You must have held a valid learner's permit for at least 10 days. You got to be at least 16 years old to test for an intermediate license. And hey, if you are under 17, your parent or guardian has to be ready to sign a legal affidavit proving you've completed 50 hours of supervised driving, and at least 10 of those have to be at night. If you don't meet these prerequisites, they will turn you away, appointment or not. So double-check that list.
If you do meet all those requirements, here is the highly localized, kind of old-school process for getting on the schedule. First, visit the WY.map online to locate your nearest driver exam station. Second, and this is critical, verify the specific days they actually offer skills tests. Hours and testing days vary wildly by location. Not every office tests every day, so don't get caught off guard. Third, you actually have to call the local office directly to book your appointment. Remember, road tests are pretty much the only service that functions this way in Wyoming.
And finally, Section 5, preparing for your visit. So, speaking of showing up in person, there is a very important exception to all these handy digital shortcuts. Every 10 years, Wyoming legally mandates that you make an in-person visit to a driver's services office to update your photo and pass a vision screening. So yeah, even if you are an absolute master of the 1WYO online portal, once a decade, you are going to have to step foot inside a physical office. When that 10-year mark hits, or if you just have to go in for another reason, I strongly urge you to treat these requirements like a strict checklist to prepare for appointment day. To ensure your visit is actually successful, you must bring a valid U.S. passport or a state-certified birth certificate. If your current name is different from what's on your birth certificate, you've got to have proof of that name change, like a marriage certificate or a divorce decree. You also need 2 proofs of Wyoming residency, and they must be under 45 days old. And please notice this crucial detail. An Amazon package with your name on it or your current Wyoming driver's license, those do not count as proof of residency. If you bring the wrong documents, you will have completely wasted your trip. Whether you're utilizing the virtual lobby or you're just rolling the dice as a walk-in, timing is quite literally everything. So what's the optimal strategy? Well, aim for midweek. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are your best friends. Avoid Mondays and Fridays like the plague. Try to go mid-month rather than the first or last days when everyone is completely panicking to renew expiring tags. Aim for mid-morning or mid-afternoon, fully avoiding the lunch hour rush and those late afternoon crowds, and definitely steer clear of the days immediately before or after public holidays. Keep these time management tips in your back pocket, and you will significantly reduce your stress on appointment day.
All right, so we've broken down the reality of Wyoming's system. There might not be a traditional appointment calendar for most services, but you now hold the keys to incredibly powerful digital alternatives to get your DMV tasks done online. Which brings us to our final question. Now that you know the secret to bypassing the Wyoming DMV waiting room, which time-saving digital method are you going to try first? 1WYO or the virtual lobby? You are now fully equipped to conquer the Wyoming DMV like a pro. Before we wrap up this explainer, just a quick disclaimer. State guidelines and digital systems are constantly evolving, so the information provided here is based on the current process and might be subject to change. Always double-check the official WYDOT website for the most updated information. Thanks so much for joining me today. Stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.